let's start right off the bat, Eric. What can you say, or what can you talk about, or anything? Because it almost seems like you got over to WWE, and you almost didn't even get out of the starting gate there. What went down there?
I've talked about this before, and I really mean this. I know it's going to sound like I'm being evasive, or I don't want to talk about it. And that's not really the case. It's just chemistry, man. WWE is a phenomenal company. They really are. No matter what you think of the in-ring product from time to time, if you look at them as a business and what they've accomplished, it's nothing short of amazing. It still amazes me just sitting here thinking about it, in this conversation. But they got there because of a formula, because of a process, and it worked very, very well for them. I don't think I fit into that process or that formula. My way of looking at the business is different. My approach to creative is probably significantly different, and I just don't think it was a good fit.
Could you give me one example that you could discuss where there was just a major philosophical, creative difference where you were like, bro, this ain't going to work. I can't work like this, or this is not the way I work, or something like that?
It never really got to that, and I can't really discuss too much internal stuff in the process. Yep. I signed an NDA, so there's, I have to be very, very general about the way I discuss this thing. There was no moment. There was a moment or two, I guess, while I was there the first couple months. I think the first month and a half in particular, where I went home and I told, my wife, Lori, do not fall in love. Do not fall in love with the furniture. Do not fall in love with anything you buy here. We came here, in a 5x8 U-Haul trailer. We're going to leave here in a 5x8 U-Haul trailer, and we may be leaving sooner than you think. That idea, that thought crossed my mind early on, and I was right.
Let me ask you a question. So what's your thought process like as you're leaving Wyoming and you're driving across the country? Are you feeling like, I'm sure that had to be difficult because, bro, going from Wyoming back to east, torture for anybody, I can imagine. But what were the second thoughts like as you're making that journey?
I didn't have any. I was really excited about the opportunity. It was a it was a great opportunity. It was a great job. It was a great opportunity. It was, as I said, WWE is a phenomenal company. So I was very optimistic. There were certain things I knew I was going to miss. I knew, not growing up, obviously I grew up in Detroit and Minneapolis and Pittsburgh and Chicago. So it's not like I haven't lived in a city before. But I've gotten really accustomed to having a lot of space around me. I love the mountains. I love to be able to hunt, fish, and ride horses and do all kinds of things outdoors. And I knew I'd be giving a lot of that up, if not all of it. But I was okay with it. I wasn't, I didn't miss it. I didn't have second thoughts about it. I knew that I was taking on a challenge. I knew, it wasn't going to be for long. In a best case scenario, I didn't see myself staying at WWE for more than 2 or 3 years, tops. That was kind of the plan. And I figured, for 2 or 3 years, if I can do something substantive, something meaningful and leave the industry on a high note, that is a hell of an opportunity. And I was willing to sacrifice kind of the short-term things that I enjoy for a little bit more of a long-term gain.